I don't know if I'm the only one who's noticed recently, but the word simp has been just way fucking overused recently. It's kind of like the clown emoji. Remember that? You know, when everybody was posting clown emojis for literally anything at all. It didn't matter what you said. You could say, I like the Egg McMuffin from McDonald's, and people would put a clown emoji and call you clown of the century and said, go join the circus. Like, shit like that. Well, it seems like simp has taken that place now, because the clown stuff, a little annoying. Yeah, but it's getting to the point where it seems like any guy who shows any affection towards a female gets called a simp. In our society, we live in a society where, you know, a guy who gets laid gets made fun of for getting laid. It's the most ass backward shit ever. I don't understand. It seems like every Instagram post I see where there's a female in the cap, like some guy could just comment something on a female's post, just like, oh, your hair's pretty, and you get like 30 replies saying you're a simp. I mean, you get called a simp for anything, for showing any affection towards anything. I don't know if we're at the point where, like, what the fuck are you looking at? So today I decided I'm gonna break down what a simp actually means, since most of you motherfuckers just say it randomly without knowing what the actual meaning is. So I got the real definition of a simp here. It is a guy who's over affectionate and shows way too much attention to a broad in hopes of getting noticed, or just to talk to her. That's what a simp is, okay? So make sure we got that base level, definition down. Keep that in your fucking head. The thing about a simp is they put all their effort into trying to get pussy, but they're just their stature, how they hold themselves, what they look like, any of that is basically the opposite. Basically, they're not gonna get laid, but they're gonna try their fucking best to. They're the guys who purely think personality is gonna win it over, which in most cases it's not. So that's what a simp is. But I've decided we're gonna break down the tiers. We're gonna make a tier list. Remember the tier list thing? We're gonna do something like that. Alright, so bear with me here. So there's multiple levels to a simp, you know what I mean? You got the base level simp, which is what I just said it was. And then you got the next tier. The next tier up is a Captain Save-A-Ho. Now, some of you guys might know this from the E40 song, Captain Save-A-Ho, which I don't know if that's where it originated from. That's what I heard about it. Now, what differs a Captain Save-A-Ho from a simp is a Captain Save-A-Ho basically will just buy a chick anything she needs, any necessities. It's like, you know, buying her a phone, you know, paying her phone bill, you know, if her rent's two months past, paying for her rent, shit like that. Basically, getting her everything she needs in an attempt to get laid, and more times than not getting laid. So now there's one tier above the Captain Save-A-Ho, and that makes the simp look like the fucking minor leagues, which compared to this, it really is. And that top tier is Scotty Pimp. This term Scotty Pimp comes from, Scotty Pippen, you know, the guy who played with Michael Jordan and shit during the Bulls' prime years, all that, you know, that fun stuff. You want to know about Scotty Pimp, go watch a fucking video on Scotty Pimp. I'm not going to sit here and explain it. Basically what happened was, like, a few years back, Scotty Pimpin and his wife of like 20 years or so, which I didn't even know till recently, apparently they were going through a rough patch, so he dropped like $2 million or some crazy fucking number like that on a diamond ring for her, to try and earn her back, and she ended up leaving him anyways. I think they're back together now, but at the time I remember that being like that was quite the event, to spend that much on a broad, and she still leaves you. So that's why the Scotty Pimp is the top level in this list. You know, you got the simp, the Captain Save-A-Ho, and then you got the Scotty Pimp. You know, if you get Scotty Pimped, you're stupid. That's just how it is. But yeah, if you want an actual definition of what a Scotty Pimp is, that is when you spend a tremendous amount of money on a broad and she ends up leaving you, taking all your money and your heart, and that's why you got pimps like a hoe. Now, there is a tier going the other way. Now, there is a level below the simp, and that's gonna refer to earlier when I was talking about the guys who call everybody who shows any affection towards a female simp. Trust me, there's a level for you too. I don't really have a name for it, but basically, it's basically anyone who calls a guy who shows any attention towards a female simp when they themselves want a relationship, and that's why they get envious, so they hate on guys who are actually, you know, able to get in one, since they're fucking losers and they can't. So they basically just use that hateful energy to call them a simp because they can't get any. That's basically what it is. Yeah, and these are probably the same guys who use the clown emoji a bunch. They just put the clown under everything they don't agree with. You know, those type of guys, really fucking annoying. They're not a fun group of guys to hang around. So yeah, next time you go to call somebody a simp, make sure you check back in here and make sure, you know, you're using the right term. because if you're not using the right term, then you're just spreading misinformation. But that's all for today. Here's the 2020, and don't get pimped like a hoe.
Hi.